Hi, this is Fly Mama 777 and my name is Janice. So what the purpose of this particular video will be about how do you become a flight attendant? Well, I always want to preference the fact that being a flight attendant is no different than having any other job, except for the fact it is not necessarily a 9 to 5 job. Um, what you need or the qualifications that they look for a flight attendant is one, you need to be able to follow instructions. Mainly, you're going to be basically, if you see a lot of jobs these days, they'll say, well, little to no supervision. In a sense, a flight attendant, she or he does not have a supervisor that's right there with them 24/7 like you are on the 9 to 5. We do have supervisors or managers, we call them chief flight attendants, that we do report to. However, it's not like they're going to be right there with you as you do your job from day to day. So it's going to be very, very important that you are a type of person that you learn well, and you follow those instructions that you have learned. And basically, again, the qualifications is with airlines, there are two priorities primarily. Number one is safety. You want to always think of one, taking care of yourself and making sure that you're following safe practices, and that includes with your personal health as well. And I'll get into that a little bit. If not on this particular video, I will do it as we process along. Number two is providing exceptional customer service. And I say exceptional because I believe today that our culture, we've lost, we really have lost track of what it is in providing good customer service. I'll use, for instance, a lot of times I will go further from my neighborhood to go grocery shopping or go clothes shopping or anything else because of the customer service. I have, tried to shop in my neighborhood, and I do shop in my neighborhood, but when I do shop in my neighborhood, I have to put on the fact that, okay, regardless of what type of service that I get, you know, just accept it. You can complain about it, but it might not necessarily change. So with that in mind, I'm pretty sure some of you have some great experiences that you had that you did not have great customer service, and then you've had what you consider really exceptional customer service, and it always brought you back to saying, hey, I will come back to this establishment again because the customer service is great. So with whatever airline that you fly with, they want you, because we as flight attendants, we are their brand. We're representing their brand. And everybody, I mean, even as being a parent, you always want to hear good things about your child. When you do get that one phone call concerning your child, that your child misbehaved or your child did this or your child done that. In other words, no one wants bad reports. So they really are looking for people that can provide exceptional customer service, and that you take pride in what you do. In other words, a lot of times you hear people think, or they say, that being a flight attendant, all a flight attendant does is sell peanuts, or they pour out Cokes or whatever. That is some of what we do, but it's not everything that we do. The airlines, they spend a lot of money on training us and making sure that we are well equipped, very well equipped, before they let us loose on an airplane with customers, with people who they have invested a lot of money to make sure that, guess what, not only are they customers, but they will continue to invite their friends and their families to fly with them for years to come. So with that being said, if you are not a people person, in other words, if you cannot see yourself working in a restaurant or working at a clothing store or a shoe store or even a fast food restaurant, if you're the type of person that says, oh, well, this person, say if someone comes in and they're having a bad day and that person gets on your nerves, then guess what? You may want to think about whether or not you want to be a flight attendant. Now, do we have flight attendants that have, maybe bad attitudes? Yes, we do. You run into an occasional one or two, but that's life. That's with any job. You're going to have people that are exceptional employees, and then you're going to have people that are, well, so you get the drift. But basically, the qualifications are having that customer service experience, and basically, even if you don't have customer service experience, but you're a type of person that you enjoy service, you enjoy serving others and helping others, it's great. It is nice to be friendly, to be a type of person that's, you're available, you just, in other words, when you want to be a type of person that when people are around you, they feel like, okay, this is somebody that I can trust. If there's an emergency or something, they don't have to worry about you freaking out or you not being able to perform, your responsibilities. So, with that in mind, what you would need to make sure is that your resume, first of all, does reflect your customer service experience. I mentioned on my welcome video is you always want to make sure that you're truthful about what you put on your resume, because if you're not truthful, when you get to the interview, they have ways. Their interviewers have been really, really trained very well to spot when people may be scratching the truth. The other thing is, if you have been a flight attendant before with another airline, it would be very, very important not to go into the interview that you're trying to get on with talking about the airline that you currently are with or you used to be with. It's fine to give them, examples of customer service or whatever, and they will see when they look on your resume if you've been with the other airline. But there have been people who have talked themselves out of a job because they talk more about their experience with their current company or their former company, and it makes the airline that you are trying to apply with feel like, well, do they need to be interviewing with me if they're talking about this airline so much? So basically, just always center your responses around customer service, giving good, exceptional customer service. Once you go through the interview process, and let's just touch on the interview process a little bit. Each airline is different. I know there are groups that are on, I think it's a Indeed form. I actually, before I interviewed, I was on that form, and I can say that there's a lot of good information on there. However, there's a lot of negative vibes on there. Interviewing with the airline, you always want to stay in a positive frame of mind. And I really have to say that had I not been so focused about what people were saying on the Indeed on the Indeed line or page form before I did my interview with Delta, I might have been a little bit more confident because there were some things that people said, and it's not necessarily that the information they said was not true, but again, sometimes people can stretch the stretch out stuff, or if you don't get what you want, then you go back and you try to knock the airline or whatever. And I would really, really recommend that, within all possibility, if you're on Facebook or any other form and you do interview with the airlines and you don't get selected with the airline, don't go bash the airline, because you never know who is on Facebook or who are in these groups, and if your name comes up for to interview, it might not reflect very well. So I try to always carry myself in a very positive way, frame of mind, even when I might not be in my best mood. Maybe I might be upset about something or whatever. Either I don't post any information, and even with my job, I don't post information on Facebook about my job. You never post anything on Facebook about or YouTube or any other social media about an experience that you had with a customer, because it will come back to bite you. And I just say that with love and respect. Be careful how you use social media. But again, on the interview process, you want to look professional. In other words, there are two mind frames that people use when they go interview. One mind frame is that you want to be a cookie cutter. In other words, say if you're interviewing for Delta, then you want to look like a Delta flight attendant. Well, that might work for you or it might not, because even though you might look like a Delta flight attendant, if you're not carrying yourself that way, and then you don't come across as far as your answers and your responses when you interview, that might not go well for you. I think what they look for, when I went, they are looking for sort of like a person that has been like a sorority sister or sorority brother. In other words, you can socialize with people. You carry yourself in a certain way. You have a positive vibe where people just want to be around you. Don't be fake and don't be phony, but just be yourself. If you know that you're a person that you don't smile a lot or whatever, I'm not saying, fake it, but they do want someone who will make the passengers feel warm. You always want to be inviting. In other words, in your space. And also, you have to be careful on how you carry yourself. For instance, if you're sitting down and after hours, so you're slouching down in a chair, or for ladies who may wear, I would say to you, leave the mini skirts, leave those at home, leave the club look at home, the stilettos, wear closed toe professional shoes. If you don't know, Google, look online, Google what to wear for a flight attendant interview. Just think about what you would wear if you were going to, say, any professional company that you're trying to get in an interview. Think how they would dress. Now, one thing that I would recommend is that flight attendants, we do tend to, especially from the fall to until spring, we wear scarves, and you will see a lot of flight attendants wearing scarves. With your professional dress, whether you wear a dress, whether you wear a pantsuit, whether you wear a skirt suit, wear a scarf, tie a scarf around your neck. And you see, I got pearls on. You can wear pearls, you can wear pearl earrings, you can wear, really, you can wear any other earrings, but I would suggest wearing something like this. Your earrings should not be more than, I believe